from a 30-year struggle for independence, a conflict that demanded extraordinary endurance and collective willpower. The memories of that hard-fought liberation still echo in the hearts of Eritreans today, reminding them of the price paid for sovereignty. Mandatory national service, introduced as a temporary measure, has become a permanent fixture in Eritrean life. For many, it is a rite of passage, but critics argue it amounts to perpetual mobilization, blurring the line between service and sacrifice. As a result, countless young Eritreans face the prospect of a lifetime of state labor, with limited opportunities for personal advancement. This reality has quietly fueled an exodus, as many seek freedom and a future beyond the nation's borders. The government, however, points to persistent regional threats, such as the long-standing border war with Ethiopia and ongoing instability in the Horn of Africa, to justify maintaining a large, ever-ready army. Security, they argue, is non-negotiable. In 2024, new directives called up reservists from across the country, reinforcing the narrative of a nation that must always remain vigilant. This constant state of readiness is seen as essential for survival in a volatile region. Eritrea sees itself as a survivor, not an aggressor. The soldier stands as a symbol of the country's enduring struggle, embodying both the hardships and the hopes of its people. This perspective shapes Eritrea's society and foreign policy, ensuring that its sovereignty is fiercely protected and that the spirit of resistance remains at the heart of the nation's identity. Eritrea's Red Sea coastline stretches for over 1,200 kilometers, making it one of the most significant maritime frontiers in Africa. This coastline is not just a geographical feature, it's a strategic asset, vital for global trade and regional security. The Red Sea is a major artery for international shipping, connecting Europe, Asia, and Africa. Every year, thousands of vessels pass through these waters, carrying goods, oil, and resources that fuel economies around the world. Eritrea's position along this route gives it a unique influence over maritime traffic and trade flows. Ports like Massawa and Assab are more than just economic hubs. They are lifelines for Eritrea's economy and powerful symbols of national sovereignty. These ports handle imports and exports, support local industries, and provide jobs for thousands of Eritreans. Their strategic location has made them coveted assets throughout history, drawing the attention of empires and modern powers alike. Control over this coastline is non-negotiable for Eritrea. It is a hard-won prize of liberation, a testament to the sacrifices made during the struggle for independence. The coast is not just a border. It is a symbol of freedom and self-determination, fiercely protected by the nation's people and military. Global powers, recognizing the strategic value of these ports, have long eyed Eritrea's coastline for both military and economic advantages. The Red Sea's proximity to the Suez Canal and the Arabian Peninsula makes it a focal point for international competition, with foreign navies and corporations seeking access and influence. Eritrea's government has consistently resisted foreign military presence, determined to maintain full control over its territory and resources. This stance is rooted in a deep sense of national pride and a desire to safeguard the country's hard-earned independence from external interference. Coastal defense is a top priority for Eritrea. The nation invests in surveillance, radar systems, and coastal artillery to ensure that no foreign power can impose its will or threaten its sovereignty. Vigilance along the shoreline is constant, reflecting the government's commitment to security. Eritrea's firm stance makes it a challenging yet valuable partner for those who respect its sovereignty. Diplomatic engagement is possible, but only on Eritrea's terms, with respect for its independence and control over its own affairs. The ports are a source of national pride and constant vigilance. Eritreans see them as both economic engines and symbols of resilience, guarded carefully against the ambitions of larger nations seeking to expand their influence. Eritrea's message to the world is clear. Its coastline is not for sale or lease, without the explicit consent of its people and government. The Red Sea frontier remains a line in the sand, one that Eritrea is determined to defend at all costs. Ethiopia's claim to sea access in 2023 alarmed Eritrea, seen as a threat to its territory. Eritrea's response was firm. Its sovereignty and coastline are non-negotiable. By March 2024, Ethiopia's military buildup near Eritrea's border escalated tensions. Eritrea fortified its border, preparing for a worst-case scenario. The suspension of Ethiopian Airlines flights signaled a deteriorating relationship. Despite Ethiopia's softened rhetoric, Eritrea viewed the threat as clear. The standoff validated Eritrea's policy of maintaining a large, vigilant army. The border became a tinderbox, where any miscalculation could ignite conflict. Eritrea's military readiness is a deterrent against Ethiopia's ambitions. Eritrea is quietly modernizing its military, focusing on technology over size. Upgrades include air defense, communications, and coastal artillery. Reports suggest acquisitions from Russia and Iran, enhancing surveillance and missile capabilities. The strategy is to make invasion costly, leveraging technology over numbers. Eritrea's secretive nature keeps its true strength ambiguous, a strategic advantage. This modernization ensures Eritrea's military might is ready to defend its sovereignty. Eritrea is reinforcing its defenses by going underground, a strategy from its independence war. Construction of underground bunkers and storage facilities is underway. These structures protect assets from aerial and missile strikes. The strategy ensures resilience, allowing continued defense even if surface bases are destroyed. Eritrea's mastery of subterranean warfare is being revived for modern threats. The secrecy of these projects creates a dilemma for potential aggressors. Hidden bunkers add a layer of deterrence, making Eritrea a formidable target. Eritrea is prepared to endure hardship to defend its homeland. The cost of attacking Eritrea is unpredictably high, deterring potential threats. Eritrea's recent military maneuvers are deeply connected to the rapidly changing political landscape of the Horn of Africa. In this region, alliances are rarely static, and every move is watched closely by neighboring states and international observers alike. The Horn has long been a crossroads of competing interests, where history, geography, and ambition collide. Ethiopia's controversial port deal with Somaliland sparked outrage in Somalia, which saw the agreement as a threat to its sovereignty. This diplomatic rift pushed Somalia and Eritrea closer together, forging a new alliance based on shared concerns over Ethiopia's growing influence and ambitions in the region. At the same time, Eritrea has strengthened its ties with Egypt, a powerful regional player. This partnership is partly aimed at counterbalancing Ethiopia, especially regarding disputes over the Nile and regional security. Egypt's support gives Eritrea a valuable ally, with significant diplomatic and military weight. As a result, two main blocs are emerging in the Horn of Africa, each vying for influence and security. These shifting alliances have created a volatile and unpredictable environment, where old rivalries are reignited and new partnerships are tested. Eritrea's new partnerships have enhanced its diplomatic leverage, giving it a stronger voice in regional affairs and improving its security posture. These relationships allow Eritrea to negotiate from a position of greater strength, both politically and militarily. Yet, Eritrea's fate remains closely tied to the unpredictable politics of its allies. Any shift in these alliances could have dramatic consequences, making the country's future uncertain and dependent on the stability of its partners. For Eritrea, these alliances are not just about power. They are essential for survival. By working closely with regional partners, Eritrea ensures it is not left to face threats alone and can respond collectively to any emerging challenges. However, the deepening polarization in the region makes lasting peace elusive. Every diplomatic or military move is met with suspicion, and trust is in short supply, making negotiations and conflict resolution even more difficult. Eritrea's strategy is to carefully navigate these treacherous waters, both literally and figuratively, seeking to avoid isolation while maintaining its independence in a region where alliances can shift overnight. Within Ethiopia, the Tigray region's dynamics impact Eritrea. The TPLF, once Eritrea's enemy, has split, with a hardline faction aligning with Eritrea. This alliance is based on a shared enemy, Ethiopia's federal government. A new road from Tigray to Eritrea signals a strategic corridor. Eritrea gains a buffer and potential second front against Ethiopia. Ethiopia's revocation of the TPLF's status strengthens the hardline faction. Tigrayan forces remain a formidable power, potentially tipping the regional balance. Eritrea's tensions with Ethiopia unfold amid regional instability. Sudan's civil war and Somalia's fragility add to the volatile environment. Ethiopia faces insurgencies and unrest, weakening its national army. The standoff between Eritrea and Ethiopia threatens the entire region. International calls for de-escalation have limited influence. A conflict could draw in allies, leading to catastrophic consequences. The risk of a wider regional war is real, with immense human suffering. Eritrea's military posture is a deterrent, but the situation remains precarious. Eritrea's actions are a strategic survival plan, not a desire for war. Its military readiness sends a multifaceted message to different audiences. To its people, it's a call for unity and sacrifice against external threats. To Ethiopia, it's a warning. Sea access by force will be costly. To the world, it's a declaration of independence, not a pawn in geopolitical